WarsawJS.
All right, everybody, I hope you're ready for a talk that is not going to have any actual code in it. It's a talk that is hand-drawn using colored pencils I purchased just before today. I'm not saying I prepared today. I was prepared earlier, but I really wanted to give you that gritty feel, that sort of hand-drawn experience, because everything's so high-tech now. We got ChatGPT, AI is generating stuff for us. It's making us lazy. We don't even know how to use our hands anymore, right? So I wanted to draw this presentation. And today, I'm Marcin Kraszewski, by the way. You can catch me on Twitter at SOAIWorld. Today I'm going to be talking about a different way, perhaps, that I want to come up with. I want to invent a way to look at tabular data. Okay. So this thing is called Petridysh, purposely misspelled. So the idea is visualize tabular data as a biologist, sort of. I'm not a biologist. I didn't even really do a lot of scientific research for this. I just had an idea. The main idea of this talk, behind this talk, is perhaps you've heard of a library that already does this. Great, let me know. Perhaps you heard of multiple libraries that do this, or you heard of some other thing that's just like this. Let me know. So really, this is almost like a reverse Google search. I'm just asking for your advice at the end in the form of a question. Questions only today, just like the improv game. Okay, so you have your tabular data here. This is a data table in what I call pencil Excel. And you got your columns, you got your headers there, you got all your data there. You know, if you're working at a bank, I work at a bank. We just have to look at numbers all day, just numbers all the time. It just gets really boring. So one of these days, I was at the bank and I just thought, what if we could do something, I don't know, something creative after hours with all these numbers that we have? So as you can see, the first row here of numbers, you got 3, 9, 2, 6, 2, 1, etc. Those are going to be mapping to different features of this protozoa biological entity creature. Obviously, I'd have to develop the logic and all this. There's a lot of effort here. You've got these creatures based on rows in your table. You can have lots of creatures. They're floating around. Everything's great. They're sort of doing something. We don't know what's happening yet. The environment would be, again, this is something else I'd have to write, but the environment would be generated based on some statistical analysis of the data, kind of generalizing it. But so the data both creates the entities that are each row and the environment itself. Okay. So then you've got the environment. You've got one of our little entities interacting in the environment. And then what really gets interesting is when you put them all together and a bunch of stuff happens, and I don't know what will happen when we put in like a million of these things together. Currently, the idea is very simple, and right now it's just going to be like a 2D physics simulation with some behavior that these entities have, and it'll run, you'll watch it as an analyst and be like, this tells me nothing, it's completely random. That's the idea. If you have any ideas that you'd like to shut this down or make it better or whatever, let me know. This is the time for questions. Yeah. Sir. Yeah, I don't know who's there. Everybody's taking a break right now. There's no microphone or anything that I can give you even for your question. I'm too fast, I guess. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Can I go? Okay.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Question: is this like game of life, like the?
Yes, exactly. I wanted to somehow do like agent-based simulation, something like that, but where the agent is designed based on some simple tabular row. Does that make sense?
Everyone's taking a break. Did I hear that?
Sorry.
For me, this reminded me of a video game called Spore, and it was like 5 different stages of evolution of like some organism. And the first one is similar to that. You are simply a cell swimming in the soup and eating. Like you can be herbivore or carnivore depending on your choice. So, yeah.
Question?
I know, but I know that's not a question.
You have one.
No. I'm sorry, but like the previous guy said.
No, it's quite all right. This reminded you of that game, and that's perfectly all right.
No, it is. It is exactly like that,
absolutely
except
fine.
Imagine if it's fed a million rows of real people's transactions. I think that'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah.
You go ahead and back there.
Questions?
Yeah, right there's a question.
Okay, I just, forgive me. I'm like 150 years old, so
It's okay.
if I don't move as fast as you would like,
Swimming
please
helps.
forgive me. Okay.
Swimming helps.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's not going to be a question you're expecting, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
I was wondering,
So what is this exactly? Because I didn't understand. So it's basically you have a lot of numbers in the tables and you
Yeah.
visualize it to make it easier to analyze. Is this what it's doing?
No, no, okay, so I want to take each row in the table, and that will be the design blueprint for your organism, okay? Every row. So you have a million rows, you have a million organisms. The environment is also designed based on the numbers in the table, and you just run it as a simulation, basically. Does that make sense? That makes no sense. I know, it's crazy. Sure, okay, so the idea would be that you would have little GUI controls that you could kind of spin around, turn around, and see what happens when one column is used to define a different part of the organism structure. So like you shift it around, and you go, okay, wait a minute, this column is really kind of interesting. It's totally changing the behavior of these things. And that column turns out to be, I don't know, person is based in Saudi Arabia, for example. Okay, and they happen to be working in the shipping industry, and they have, I don't know, their cousin is a titanium parts dealer or something. I don't know what it is, but the point is you can have these dials, these knobs that very quickly dynamically change what's going on in the simulation to just get a feel for maybe what's going on with the data, maybe not. It's like completely unstructured, looking at data, playing with it, and
A different way to look at the numbers.
perhaps completely useless approach.
A different
but-
way to look at the numbers, basically
Yes,
speaking.
yes,
Is that what you're saying?
yes,
You have a question,
especially
sir?
when you're bored at work.
We have one more question for you. Marcin.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it appears that you're decrypting the data with bacteria.
Sorry?
You're encrypting the data,
Okay.
so it looks like a petri dish.
Uh-huh.
Can you decrypt it to be the same data as input as output?
Well, you could because the entities, the little creatures, whatever you want to call them, their structure doesn't evolve or change over time. It's just the interaction that we're looking at, which is, again, crazy because the rows are supposed to be independent data. So yeah, of course, it's totally insane. I just wanted to bring it out here.
No, hold on, but the question was,
present it.
can it be actually decrypted and you would see the
Yes,
same?
because I mean, theoretically, yeah. If you knew how the blueprint is being created from what it's pulling to create that, the wall thickness and the different flagella and all that stuff.
You know, I love one thing. I love innovation, and I love people who are looking to find creative ways to express data and also to analyze data. This is what this is all about. I think this is why we come, to find ways to stretch our imagination. This is a very interesting thing you've just done.
This is early stage.
Because I myself cannot find a practical use for it as much as I struggle in my, let's say, my meager imagination. However, I can see here that there's some potential for some sort of a visualization tool. Maybe, I don't know, an idea. I don't know what to call it.
We don't know. Just wait for the first code that I write that isn't,
For the first iteration.
isn't completely useless. Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Yes, I'll
Marcin,
publish it. I'll send you a link.
please do. And by the way, don't forget, folks, to visit us on our Slack channel. We really would appreciate it. WarsawJS is looking for your participation. Marcin, thank you
Thank
very
you very
much.
much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.